Hello YouTube. This is my first video, long format, and showing my face. I recently, or kind of recently, started to get into designing and sewing doll clothes, and I posted a few behind the scenes and designs that I've done in shorts. So if you're curious, you can go see some of those. And then I thought I kind of want to put more time and effort behind this. And, in my shorts, everything happens kind of fast. So I figured maybe we can slow down a little bit here. And I can talk maybe about the process or, different topics. I'm new to this myself, so I'm still learning a ton. I don't really have any formal background in fashion or design of any kind. I started this hobby kind of on a whim a little bit, spontaneously, so to speak. I had this conversation with a friend like 2 years ago, roughly. One of those conversations about everything and nothing. And I was telling my friend about how I used to have this hobby when I was a kid of making doll clothes. And of course, it was very rough what I was doing. And yeah, I don't really remember how we got to this conversation, but I was just telling my friend about it, and it kind of it made me laugh and it brought me some joy, and made me think about this funny hobby that I had back then that I never thought about or talked about. I don't think so before until then. So I was kind of laughing, like, it would be funny if I picked it up again now, see if, I could turn it into something, because now I actually have some motor skills. So I could actually do something with it. And I was also at a point where I was, I guess, looking for direction, something to do with my time that I could actually enjoy. So yeah, I guess like a new hobby, but something that I could also, do with my hands, like a crafty hobby. Because I always wanted to get into those crafty hobbies, that you see everywhere, the DIYs. I have like a ton of them saved on my Instagram. Anyway, um, but I always thought, I'm not a creative person. I'm not very good at those things. So I would always like to watch. I was watching, but I would and think, oh my god, it would be so cool if I could do that, or if I did that. But I never actually had the courage or whatever to start. So when this conversation happened, and because I was at a point where I was looking for something to do with my time, and feel good about it, I was like, why not? Let's just give this a go. So I was looking on YouTube, when you start in something, right? Something new, you want to find a tutorial on it. And I kind of had an idea about sewing. I guess. Well, I also had a sewing machine, funnily enough. But I guess I'll get back to that. So I kind of had an idea about sewing. I used to like fix my clothes if there was like a tear or something. I didn't really make anything up until that point with my own two hands. So I was looking into it, how to sew, and especially how to sew like miniature, because I was looking to make like human-sized clothes. So that was also very specific. And I found this. There were a couple channels that I found, but I found this really cool channel called Joanna's Dolls, I think. Hopefully I'm saying it right. I'm gonna put it in the description. And she was doing basically what I wanted to do. And she was posting different tutorials on different clothes, and the best thing about it at least for me at that time, was that she would also attach the patterns to the clothes so you could make them yourself. And that was such a great help because at that point I didn't really know anything. Like designing a pattern, taking a fit on a doll or anything for that matter. So it was very nice to find her channel. Very beginner friendly, very informative. So thank you so much, Jonna. I basically learned all the important basic things that I know now from her, and that's what got me started and what enabled me to do it. I think if I hadn't found something like that, it would have been harder. Maybe I would have given up. I I tend to give up sometimes easily when things don't go my way. So that was definitely a good omen, so to speak. And kind of at the same time, while I was kind of getting started practicing, using my old clothes this time, um, I figured, it would be cool to start like a Instagram page or something to document the process. And if anything comes of it, then I'll have this for myself and be like, hey, we've gotten far or something. Or maybe this turns into something big, and then I have this, you know I don't know. I guess what I was thinking is that it would be nice to have, like I said, to document things and have a way to look back and see the progress that I've made, and yeah, kind of share it with other people. And I don't know if I was necessarily looking for a community per se, but I was looking for people with same interests. I'm not very I'm an introvert a little bit, so this is very out of my comfort zone. Um, but it it did help build the confidence. Also because I didn't really think I had it in me, so to speak, since, like I said, I didn't really think of me as a creative person. Did I mention that? Oh my god, should have scripted this a little bit. Well, if I didn't, I'm gonna say it, and if I did, well, I'm gonna repeat it. But basically, I don't really think of myself as a creative person. Well, now maybe more, but before, not really. So I didn't really know if I had it in me, because this is something really creative, and since I don't really have anything to do with fashion and design, I figured, maybe it's just something to have fun, and it's not gonna really turn into something like I'm gonna be decent at it, and that's it. Um, so I started this Instagram page, 2024, beginning of 2024. And then I would post, whenever I would make something new. And I'm the kind of person that I know instructions are useful and I appreciate them, but I like to kind of jump into things and figure it out on my own, And after I kind of got the basics from watching tutorials on YouTube, I was starting to experiment with like, ooh, I wonder if how this would work, or if I made like how do I make, after I made let's say the first pair of jeans, I think that was the first thing I made. I might still have it. Maybe I'm gonna show it in a future video if this sees the day of light. Um, Next time I'm like, okay, let me try add pockets to it. How do you add pockets to it, right? Because it looks cooler and more realistic. Also, I think my goal then and even now is to make it as realistic as possible. So adding a lot of details, I think, is part of it. So, pockets. And then, that's the next step, like slowly, slowly, there's progress. And I really needed that at that point because I find it hard to acknowledge my progress in general in anything really. So having this like tangible thing I can look at and see me get better at it really helped me in other ways too. So it was kind of like more than just a hobby, it was a little bit like discovering more about myself in a way, that I'm a little bit creative. Who knew? And yeah. So I guess I don't want to make this too long, but what I want to do in the future is kind of continue to put more effort and time into it and turn it maybe into something more than just a hobby. I also, for a year now, almost, maybe more, I opened a small Etsy shop where I sell some of the designs that I make. And that's been going kind of unexpectedly well, considering I have no experience into selling really. And it was also my first time making something from scratch and then giving it to other people, which was very scary at first because, what if they don't like it? What if it's not good enough? And I'm not good enough yet. And, it took some time to come, like, make up the courage. I think that's the saying. But to have the courage to, try it out and see if people like it. And if they don't, then of course we can see what's the feedback and get better. And so far the feedback has been amazing. So, such a, I don't know, satisfaction when my favorite part is reading the reviews. Because some people also attach pictures with the outfit on their dolls and then they style it however they want it and stuff. And it's so, so nice to see my designs on someone else's doll and have them say, that they like it and that they're happy that they purchased or that they found my shop. So, yeah, I'm very happy about that. I also want to mention before I go that so far, everything that I've created, designed, I haven't really made more than one piece. So when I make an outfit, let's say maybe it has like 2-3 items, I'm not gonna reproduce it or remake it in the exact way. Just because I like the idea of making something unique in a way and knowing that when you buy it, you're the only one that has it. I don't know. Just something that I think has value. Maybe in the future, I'm gonna make like variations of a look, so have like maybe different colors of the same outfit or something. We'll see. But for now, that's how it is. So if you like something, grab it fast. Anyway, thank you for listening to me. If you want to check out my shorts, please do so. And otherwise, let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe if you like this. I hope I will post this. Yeah, I hope I'll see you in the next one, maybe. Okay, bye.